If we look at this New York Times Siena poll, Nevada, Trump plus 11, Arizona, Trump plus 5, Wisconsin, Biden plus 2, Georgia, Trump plus 6, Trump plus 5 in Michigan, and plus 4 in Pennsylvania. Why are we focused on those states? Well, we'll go back here to the 2020 election results. These are all states that President Biden won, a la, as we would like to call them, the swing states, as we go through all of these. And we'll show you the electoral map. Once we take the swing states out, it is a race to an electoral college victory. We'll play you another soundbite right now.
The issue is not, for him, is not political, it's actuarial. And you can see that in this poll. I mean, there's just a lot of concern about the age issue. And that is something that I think he needs to ponder.
All right. You might say, perhaps, that we predicted President Biden being in a lot of trouble, and also some real questions among Democrats about whether he should run again all the way back in September. The real drama in the 2024 presidential election is going to be among Democrats. Almost daily now, it looks less likely that President Biden will be the Democratic nominee, and more likely former President Trump will be the Republican nominee. All right, so as we sit here and look now at the Electoral College map that we will bring back up for you, these are the states that it comes down to. We bring in Chris Stirewalt, NewsNation political editor. Chris, Sunday morning, President Biden was having his cup of coffee. Somebody brought him the New York Times, and he thought what?
Probably nothing he doesn't already know, because his campaign is certainly doing a lot more polling even than the New York Times and Siena College. The campaign memo that the Democratic president's campaign put out basically said, and it was ahead of this, it was last week, we expect a very close race. We expect this to be very challenging. The Biden campaign and the president are in Washington and with political leaders around the country trying to prepare Democrats for the reality, which is it will be hard to beat Donald Trump if he is a Republican nominee in 2024, because Democrats have been living in a space where they thought Trump is easy to beat. Biden can beat Trump. And as soon as Trump's the Republican nominee, we're going to win. Then you see poll numbers like these, and you say, okay, no matter what, the simplest way I can put it is, it will be very hard for Donald Trump to replicate his performance of 2016. It's going to be maybe even harder for Joe Biden to replicate his performance from 2020.
All right. So how much of this is additive, meaning Donald Trump gaining voters? How much of it is Joe Biden losing support? And I ask that because if you look at whites, non-college educated whites, and non-college educated non-whites, we'll start with non-college whites here, that they have significantly left Joe Biden.
Right.
Right? Okay, which you could expect that based on the economy and where things went from 2020 to 2024. Then you look at non-whites. This is black and Latino voters. This is supposed to be President Biden's firewall. 72-26 in 2020, now 54-38. We go back to our electoral college map and we come back out here. Georgia makes a huge difference. Pennsylvania with African Americans, Michigan with African Americans, Wisconsin, Nevada with Hispanics, Arizona with Hispanics. What's going on here?
So we're going to have an election in Pennsylvania tomorrow for their state Supreme Court, and they have a partisan election system for their courts in Pennsylvania. And what's on the ballot in Pennsylvania? A Republican judge talking about judicial overreach, which is a strong nod to the 2020 election, and a lot of Republican anger about what decisions the court rendered on ballot access and other things around COVID. What are Democrats talking about? They're talking about abortion. And that's on the ballot, by the way, in Ohio tomorrow. We're going to get to see a core sample, not about how the persuadable voters are going to go, but we're going to get to see a core sample about how energized and activated the party's bases are. I think the way to look at this NBC poll, and it's a good poll, but it is early in the process, number one. And number two, this is a poll that doesn't show Donald Trump strong. It shows Joe Biden weak. Very weak, precipitously weak. I don't know the psychology of David Axelrod, coming out and briefing against the vice president that he served with at the White House. I don't want to unpack that.
Some lingering scars. Well, and his old boss, Barack Obama, just knifed Joe Biden in the back.
Well, the sandbagging Biden by going out and undercutting Biden's message of support for Israel was just, I'm not going to say that it was a part of a plan, but you can see the resentment there. You can see the discontent there. The reality for Democrats is there's no indication that Joe Biden is going to go away. I don't know what David Axelrod thinks that he's going to get. I don't know what he thinks he's going to get by bringing this fissure out into the public, but it seems very petty to me and very small. He's the incumbent president. If Joe Biden decides he doesn't want to run again, then he won't run again. But for now, there's no indication that he won't. And I don't understand why Axelrod wouldn't just say, hail to the chief, best of luck.
Well, maybe we'll find out.
Yeah, there you go. When Michelle Obama steps in.
Yeah, wait for it. It might happen. It might happen. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.